Hey, this is Brooke here.
And this is Taylor.
Last week on Movies 101, we discussed the quality of graphics in the Harry Potter series. This week, we're going to take a more relevant route on our subject that focuses on social media's grip in today's world.
Alright, so yesterday I came across an article by Michael Wolff on USA Today. Wolff wrote about how social media and technology has taken over our lives. My sister and I were limited on the amount of time we spent on media and technology because we were on it for too long. Wolff also had to limit his children on the amount of time they spent on media and technology. Just like Wolff said, today people laugh at it because it's uncontrollable. Wolff states schedules and listings and even the notion of limiting our children's media diet became laughable, like controlling noise in New York. Wolff is trying to say we can't control the amount of technology and media we get per day because it has become a daily routine in our lives. Kylie Jenner's life, for example, has been defined by social media, specifically Instagram. Social media has become a part of her life that she can't control. In a celebrity's life, there isn't a difference between a public and private life.
Oh, that reminds me of a movie I watched the other day called The Truman Show. In the movie, Truman Burbank was adopted by the producer of the show, Christoph, when he was born. Truman's life was broadcasted and controlled 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ever since. Truman had no idea that he was constantly being watched by the world. Everyone in his life was an actor, even his wife and best friend. Just like a celebrity's life today, Truman's entire life was defined by technology and social media. Everything he did was televised and made public. For him, there was no difference between his private life and public life, even though he didn't know it. So here's a clip from the movie that reminds me a lot of what I'm talking about.
Well, for me, there is no difference between a private life and a public life. My life is my life, is the Truman Show. The Truman Show is a lifestyle. It's a noble life. It is a truly blessed life.
So Meryl, Truman's wife, sounds like somebody in today's society. She doesn't see a difference between a private and a public life. We are so focused on technology and social media on a daily basis that we don't know what life would be like without it. Technology manipulates us into a fantasy where we don't know what is real and what isn't. It is our nature. We don't know the difference because we were born into the technology era, with social media, phones, and technology. In the movie, Truman is scared of the ocean because of the death of his dad, which Christoph staged early on in his life. Truman later broke out of his fear and the technology that surrounds him. People today can't break out of social media because it is all they know. Imagine what future generations would be like.
Well, breaking out of our social media barrier doesn't seem completely hopeless. I mean, what if it could actually happen?
What do you mean exactly?
Well, there's an actual disorder called the Truman Syndrome, where people with the disorder think that everything they do or say is being recorded. Kind of like Truman, except they're aware that's going on. In one case study by New York Times, a young man named Nick Lotz enrolled at Ohio University, and by the fall of 2007, he grew deeply anxious to the point where he thought that everyone around him was recording his every word and every move. Lotz later traveled to Montana for a rehab after his paranoia got too extreme. His disorder became so bad that he was diagnosed with what psychiatrists call the Truman Syndrome. Later on in Lotz's rehab, he finally came over his syndrome, just like society could potentially come over social media's grip.
I think in order for society to break through social media's grip, there has to be a balance between a private and a public life. By limiting our time on social media and technology, we can achieve this breakthrough.
Alright folks, it looks like we're out of time for today.
Tune in next week as we will focus on the newest upcoming films.
Talk to you next week, and just like Truman says...
Good morning!
Morning! Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.